Hey, good evening, everybody. Baby Ziggy is introducing Emily and Jen, as we have got Go Zen with Jen and Shamanic Priestess Emily live. What do you think about that, Ziggy? Covering Meghan Markle, Elon Musk, and many more in tonight's 90-minute episode. Ow!
Again, one of the most cheesiest intros I've ever had. But honestly, my gorgeous boy makes up for it, doesn't he?
Thanks for having my back, Jen.
We love the cheesy intro. We love the cheesy intro. Divine.
Terrible. But no. So I don't think you're staying on for long, Sean, because by the looks of it, Ziggy needs to go to bed.
Yeah, he's getting tired. Look at him.
Oh, bless him.
He doesn't know whether to laugh or cry right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
bless him.
He's trying to talk to you, Jen.
Oh, bless. I won't be long, babes. Only 90 minutes. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining me and Em this evening for another episode of Go Zen with Jen and Em, as we've renamed it. Like, proudly renamed it by ads. So tonight we've just seen the news before we went live about Elon Musk and Twitter being hacked today, with sources saying it was a massive cyber attack. So I'm going to ask Emily to fill into that and see if it was indeed a massive cyber attack, as Elon claims it might have been done by a large coordinated group or a country.
Country.
Feelings around what country? It's not going to be USA.
I'm going to go and give him some milk.
Okay, right.
You know what? We got it, girl. You know what's really interesting is that it's my phrase kind of, it's my Monday night phrase. You know what's so interesting? The country Greece just dropped straight in. I said, right, give me some messages about this. Greece, that feels so random to me, but I'm going to wait to kind of see what other information is coming specifically around that. Also, earlier you and I, Jen, were talking about Elon, and hello from Holland. We were talking about Elon and whether he has some, what did you say to me? Galactic
guidance. So I have been, again, I'm gonna plug Pam Gregory, been infatuated with her videos again. And I had a 6-hour drive over Saturday and Sunday. So I listened to all her new content on the drive. And she had a really interesting doctor on there. God, I should write this stuff down. But anyway, it's her most recent video on there. And he was saying he was having his galactic guides come in and sort of tell him information during this podcast about what's, the energy, what's going to go on with this, go on this year on our planet and what's going on theirs and the universe and whatnot. And I was like, I am convinced now, and it came to me, I'm convinced Elon is getting galactic guidance. He must be. And they're sort of, I don't know, I've got this feeling they're whispering in his ear, or however they're talking in whatever gobbledygook language. They're like, invest in this, attack this person, bring that to the surface, and sort of guiding him. Or the other theory is everything he touches turns to gold, right? Everything.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I think Elon is getting messages from these galactic guides. Everyone's going to think I've lost the plot, right?
I don't think you lost the plot. I'm with you. You wait till what I'm about to say. You'll think I've lost the plot.
All right. Oh my God. So Elon, he's got his galactic guys. They're whispering in his ear, and they're like, right, you got to do this, you got to do that. And he was the one who then approached Trump and said, look, mate, you're going to need me. And obviously with Trump being in the situation he was in, with his assassination attempts, I can't believe we're saying that in this day and age, being obviously very prevalent. He then thought, F you to the 3-letter agencies, and thought, you know what, I'm going to team up with Musk, because literally anything Elon touches is gold. Everyone loves him. Anything he says, everyone backs. And it just seems like, how can someone have that much good luck? or is he?
Unless you're the BBC. Unless you're the BBC, they don't like him.
Well, exactly, because he's been straight through them, absolutely straight through them. It's really interesting. Before, obviously, we open up to yourself and your feelings. The reason I went up north is I went up to do quite a serious podcast regarding the GG here in the UK, the epidemic we have that's been going on for nearly over 20 years. And I had an interview with a victim who is telling her story for the first time, with Maggie Oliver present, and she's going to remain anonymous throughout the podcast. I won't say too much because it's still, yet to know what I can and can't say. And it was shocking to hear obviously how disgustingly relevant it is in this day and age. It was really shocking. But anyway, so Maggie set up so she was an ex-cop who decided to resign from the force because the way they handled some of the court cases were below the belt, let's just say. And she set up a foundation to help victims of GG. And she said that Elon, when he went on Twitter and started hammering into Keir Starmer about what's going on here in the UK, and really going for him, that made, honestly, the donations roll in to a really extreme, fantastic amount, obviously. And she said it goes in like ups and downs of donations, but it's really, obviously, the Elon has brought that to light again and has made it back in the news again, because if not, it would have been forgotten. So I've got a lot to be thankful of with him, really. And I think a lot of people out there, he's bringing a lot of serious stuff to the surface. And and it just seems he's singing all the right notes at the moment, isn't he? And that's really why it got in my head, and I was like, yeah, he's got to be hearing something, whether it's his own voice in his head. Well, I don't know, Emily, what is Elon? Is Elon? And because people are speculating he is from another planet, but then other people say, like myself, think he has galactic guides.
Yeah, I mean, technically we're all from another planet, right? We're all souls having a human experience, so none of us really are human. Just to break it to you, people, none of us are human, right? But I don't know if you remember, Jen, that like maybe beginning of the year, I felt into the energy around Elon Musk. And what was really interesting is that, my phrasing, I need to stop saying it, but what really fascinated me is that, the direct message that I received is that spirit are directly channeling through him. Like when he is speaking and when he is sharing and his decisions, like spirit are literally almost, he is using direct channeled words. When he's planning things, when he's organizing things, like he has got this mad backup, and this is what's coming to me now with like spirit guides. I don't think he's aware of this. When I was sensing into this earlier, I do feel like he meditates, and I feel like he's connected, but I don't know if he actually understands this is where it's coming from. This will sound wild. As you were talking to me, and this is not wild for me because this happens as I if I when I speak to people and do my work, I had an energy of a guide come in right there. And as you were talking, I was like, right, who are you? I never met this guy before. I know my guides pretty well. Like I know them by name. We hang out all the time. So I'm like, right, who are you? Are you for Jen? I was like, no. Are you for me? I was like, are you one of Elon's guides? And he was like, yeah. Yeah, actually, this guy went.
No, as long as he didn't do the I won't do that on camera.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. But I just want to just see why this guy did. It definitely feels like what I'm being shown is like this guide with me here. It's almost like very similar to what Elon has behind him, almost like I want to say an army, but not in like a violent way, but like almost like a team. It's kind of like blue type kind of like energy. I'm seeing it now, almost like there's a line of them. almost like it's like an ancestral line, and they are, like you said, Jen, this whispering in his ear, giving him ideas, and literally so everything, like you said, is being brought to the surface. I just want to just check in with this guide and see if there's anything they want to share specifically. When he's writing stuff, when he's planning stuff, they are literally feeding him stuff to help him get the desired attention, the desired action that is needed not only for him, but also for humanity at this time. We need these great leaders to wake us up. And they're going like, yeah, it's so funny. I've never had this before where I've had someone else's guide come in as I'm talking to them. Normally, like if I'm giving you a sesh, Jen, right, I get your guides coming in or your ancestors or whatever. But yeah, that's really cool, Lisa. I agree. And yeah, I've never had this before. So I want to see if there's anything else they want to share specifically this evening. Shaping. One more thing, sorry, Jen. They're showing me that he is helping to shape the name is Legion. Interesting. They're showing me that they're showing me that this basically, they're showing me like a shaping, almost like a molding, like they're molding, like almost like plasticine, do you know what I mean? Or like clay.
Yeah.
He is Play-Doh, exactly. And so they're saying that he is helping to shape this kind of new earth, this new paradigm we're moving into. Whether some people like it or not, he is helping to shape that, and he is literally uncovering, bringing stuff up to the surface that's been buried for so long. Yeah, so it's so interesting. So yeah, that's what I'm just sent to. He's literally just right here, just like hanging out.
How cool is that to have guides approach you? I mean, right, I'm going to go a course here, and at what point of my spiritual journey do I start seeing these guides?
T minus 2 days. T minus 2 days.
I honestly, it's fascinating to sort of for them to come in. And do they take human form?
It depends, right? So what I'm seeing here for this guide, for like Elon's guide right here, is more like a kind of a blue type, kind of fuzzy, almost like humanoid type shape, but like kind of a deep blue kind of core and kind of fuzzy on the outside. But like, for example, like when I've sometimes I'll see, if it's someone's ancestor or someone that's passed over, I will see them in human form. A lot of the time, the way I get it is almost just like an energy. I feel an energy, and I might get shown images of them. Like I gave a reading to someone the other day. Actually, I was doing some mentoring, and I was giving someone mentoring, and I think it was their great grandmother came through, and they were showing me. She was showing me this, and I was like, "What is this?" She was showing me this, and I couldn't see her, but and then the woman was like, "Piano." She used to play piano. I was like, "There you go." I had no idea what it was. I was like, "That's interesting."
You thought it was in the hippie
shake. Hippie dippy shake. Saturday night. But you know what, we all sense these things, we all sense them in different ways, and I feel like I can't remember when I first started to really, but to be honest, Jen, like I've seen, you know this, I've seen and connected to spirit since I was literally like a baby, like I think I was a kid, so I feel like yeah, but it's available to all of us. It's just that the more you commit to your spiritual practice, like meditate, like keep opening up your third eye, and then it will come. But I'm sure you've seen visions, you've seen things like when you meditate, right? And when I've done stuff with you, like you've seen stuff.
I've seen stuff. I've now got the voices that whisper in my ear. I ask them all the time. I'm like, "Nah, should I do this? Oh, do I have to?" And then they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, I don't really feel like doing that." And then hence I'm here tonight. But no, I'm joking. So
story of my life. Oh. I'm like, oh, do I really have to? My like mum-in-law, I think I told you, is like a healer as well. I'm surrounded by all these healer psychic women, and she told me, did I tell you this? She told me, like, she was reading into me. She said, "Oh yeah, spirit says that like they tell you to do something and you actually follow. That they're really quite like impressed that you follow what they tell you to do." I'm like, well, I'm a Virgo. Virgo, so I follow. This is lovely, Nancy.
So
Rebecca.
yes, Avogadro. Emily, you feeling work of Nancy Rebecca? That's one of the podcasts I watched on Pam Gregory. She works closely with blue light beings. A potential connection with what you're seeing, and When
They're
you
nodding.
mentioned that, the blue lights, that went straight into my head. That you mentioned like the blue guides, and it is Nancy Rebecca was saying about all the energies this year are really shaking up the earth, and all the blue light beings are coming in to watch over us, which is quite fascinating. I also was reading in the comments on this podcast, because I'm one of those people, I never comment on a video. I like it and I'll share it because I think that's the right thing to do, everyone. But no, I always read through the comments, and everyone was saying, and this is really bizarre, and I don't know whether anyone in the chat has felt this, or yourself, Emily, is there's a lot of reports at the moment of people feeling the earth shaking, like tremors.
Oh my goodness. Not me, but one of my best friends literally said to me on Friday that the earth has been shaking. And I said to her, maybe you're just having Kundalini awakening. Though we had the whole chat about my Kundalini awakening. But that's literally what she said that's been happening to her. That is what, there's been loads of earthquakes too, right? That has shook by that.
Exactly. It's and what exactly is happening there? Is that just the energies moving the earth?
Let me ask. Let me find out.
I've got to know more.
Let me find out. What's interesting?
Tammy in the chat has got quite a few questions here, so I'll get to them, Tammy, I promise. 1 minute.
Okay, thanks, Tammy. What's interesting is also when you were talking just now, like one of the guys was really wanting to speak. As Avogadro, we're talking about Nancy, what's her name? Nancy Rebecca.
Yeah, Nancy Rebecca.
As you were talking about that, and mentioned that, they were all nodding. They were just basically agreeing. They were just like, yeah, that's what's happening. We're here to protect you. And one of them, this one that's kind of right strong here, really wanted to speak through me, but I was just like, wait a second, please. You have to be quite direct. I was like, just wait a second. He fully wanted to come into my body and have a chat. Then I was like, no, let me just see. So I want to ask this guide here, please send your guidance. What is this earth shaking? They're just saying it's that this shake up, this shift, this energetic shift that's happening. And some people who are very sensitive, some people who are very connected will literally feel it as a physical sense, but it's happening energetically. But you'll feel it in your physical body. So it's not like the earth is actually shaking, but like the energy of the earth is shaking and shifting and changing. What else do you want to say on that? Just they're telling us to stay grounded, which is really, really interesting. They're saying us to stay grounded. And to just really connect with Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and remember that you are Mother Nature. You are not above Mother Nature. You are the same as Mother Nature. So that feels important. So thank you.
I love that. So Tammy, thank you for the super chat. I've got to put a question up. Please weigh in. So obviously I think Tammy definitely has been on the show before. I've cut all the cords yet. So yes or no on the Scott?
Interesting. The Scott. I feel like this is a person.
Follow up with yourself.
I know. What I must say is, Tammy, before I feel into this, and for anyone who's had a message from me before, when I channel stuff, I don't actually, my human brain doesn't remember. Sometimes I do, but very often I'm like, did I say that? Because it's not me directly. So I'm just going to I'm going to start afresh with this, Tammy, and just see, right, what this is about. Okay. Yeah, so the cords have been cut. I'm seeing this almost like the cords have been cut. I'm seeing like the cord like almost like singed, not in a bad way, like it's completely cut on your side and on their side. I'm feeling like there is a bit of like bruising, more so on or equally on both. And what I'm sensing is this kind of like, there needs to be a deeper kind of sense of wholeness and fullness coming into your heart. I feel like there's some emotions that need to be dealt with. And I feel like once you do that, the yes and the no will come to you. Your heart knows the answer, right? So I want you to, Danny Henderson said it. Oh, sorry, love. Great.
We don't do many shows. We haven't for a little while, but
she's fantastic, Danny.
We'll get on that.
Yeah. So that's it, Tammy. I want you to really focus on healing your heart a bit more, the grief and the bruise around your heart, and ask your heart the answer. Your heart always knows, and get into the practice of doing that. That's been coming up a lot as well, Jen. Coming into the heart today, coming into the center, into the present moment, feeling in the heart. It's so simple. It's cringy, right? But it's true. Feel into your heart.
Honestly, my friend rang me about all the energies going on yesterday, and my advice was this: over the next 6 weeks in particular, with all the energies going on, which we're going to delve deep into tonight, folks, because this is by far one of the busiest months, or the busiest month energetically for the year. But no, so we were talking about work that we've got coming up together. And I said, I do feel when we do the filming that you need to speak from your heart, not from your head. And that's very much the theme. I said, instead of overthinking everything and thinking that it needs to sound a certain way and stuff, I said, just, speak from the heart, and it's just all going to work out. And we're filming a documentary together. And I said, this is round 2. We know what we're doing. Like, just speak from the heart. And she was like, oh, that's just really good advice. And I was like, do you know what? Sometimes I've got to pat myself on the back for that.
Pat yourself. That's divine advice. Divine.
Like, usually I'm one of these people, and I don't know about you folks, who I write lists and extensive lists, and I like organization to the 9th degree. And with all this energy going on, I'm leaning into just the go with the flow. Like you mentioned last week, the eagle's perch, the just let it be, do your best, put your efforts in, what will be, will be. And it's really fantastic. And I think, people out there may struggle if they try to continue with their old ways of trying to control the narrative at the moment. I think this is the time to really feel into yourself and ground yourself. And if things do feel a little chaotic at the moment, is to get outside in nature, meditate, do all the things that relax you to sort of bring you back. But I love
Amen to that, sister. Yeah. And you know what's so crazy is that I literally was thinking the same thing today. I was pulling some cards and it was saying about coming into your heart, and it was in my head this morning about coming into your heart. I think I also pulled a tarot card, and then when I was doing some stuff earlier for work, I was like, right, I literally was thinking that, no joke. I was like, speak from the heart, Emily, speak from the heart. And it just changes the whole frequency of how you move, how you operate, how you connect, because that's what it comes down to. It's love or fear. If you're living in fear frequency, all you're going to get is more fear, people. And if you live in love, right, more of that. Okay, so yeah, and that what's always coming through earlier was like how easy it is for humans, right, and I speak for myself too, to waste our energy on the past and the future. We worry about the past, we worry about the future, but all we have is now. Like someone told me yesterday that there's this guy who wrote this book and said, like, literally all we have is now. It's not the power of now, but basically what he was saying is that the past exists now, the future exists now, everything exists now. Almost like everything is happening now. All your past lives are happening now, all your future lives are happening now, which is kind of like our brains can't figure it out. Our brains are like, what the, but it's true. Yeah. And I was teaching this early this morning, and I was saying, like, just be in the now. And it's also when you're in the now, actually, it's actually quite hard to be like, oh, this isn't right, that isn't right, this isn't right, to focus on the negative, which we do as humans, right? We're kind of programmed to think like that. But when you're literally in the now, you can be just grateful for everything that you have. Even if it's small, even if it's just like you have running water, you have coffee, whatever. But yeah, so that felt really important, especially as we're moving towards Friday. As you mentioned, Jen, getting out of the thinking mind. We have Virgo lunar eclipse. I'm probably getting a bit ahead of myself, but Virgo lunar eclipse. Yes, Virgo time. And also, as you mentioned, we're in that Virgo Pisces axis, right? Pisces North Node, Virgo South Node. So we're moving out of the Virgo and into the Pisces, so out of like the over analytical perfectionist tendencies, which I'm a Virgo sun, I feel that, and Jen's got similar astrological placements to me by pure magic, right? And we're moving up towards
soul sisters,
and we're moving towards this kind of dreamy, intuitive feeling kind of energy. So drop into the heart.
And it also with all this Pisces energy at the moment does, and you were so correct there. Bring about fear, because that is the sort of less positive. I hate that word negative. So I'm like less positive side of us.
Yeah.
The sort of fear, the anxiety, the depression, and so you've got to stay grounded during this time, so you can, so you don't fall into them, or those bad habits that prelude them. But no, before we get on to a less positive Meghan Markle story, you've got another question in from Nace C. Thank you for the super chat. Do I have guides around me? Can you see a name for me to focus on and try and connect?
Yeah, what a lovely question. I'm going to give you this. Yeah, Hazza. I'm going to give you this. But what I always say to people is that you can connect to your guides, but I'm going to give you this because it feels right. There's really lovely kind of soft energies coming in, of almost like a kind of grandmotherly energy. Whether this actually is your grandmother or not, she's showing herself as quite small, but like kind of soft, round, but in a really loving way. And I feel like her name is Matilda, is what she's saying me, but I don't think maybe people called her that. Let me know whether that actually is a grandparent. It might be a great grandparent. She's telling me like a great three great grandparents. But anyway, that's the energy I've got. So I want you to try and connect to her, speak to her in the morning, ask her to come in, give her guidance. Quickly, also I want to mention on this, and I've been learning this recently, just kind of really getting clear on this. When you are speaking to your guides, or even trying to find your guides or connect to your guides, be really specific. If you just said, universe, I want to connect to my guides, that could just mean anything, right? Be really specific. So for example, for this question, you can say in the morning, blessings to my guide. I think your name is Matilda. Ask exactly what you want. Please show me how to connect with you. Please send me guidance on X. Please show me how to do X, Y, Z. And that's just important for everyone, because it makes it really specific, because your guides, like, they respect your limiting beliefs. They respect your shadow. You need to kind of spell it out to them so they know exactly what you want. So yeah, that's what I want to say on that.
I heard from a little bird. Basically, I've got a secret spy who does your Shiko. No, she does your mentorship. But anyway, plug your Shiko, as we do. Mentorship. And she told me you speak to your guides every morning and night.
Yeah, I do. I do. I do, everyone.
Speaks to her. I said, yeah, maybe I should more then. She goes, she gets up and she bless her guides. And I was like,
yeah, I do. Oh. I was just taught that. My mum taught me that, and she learnt that through her own psychic development. It's like, you should say hello to your guides every morning. And when I do that, but value to connect with them, but I also do that because it makes me feel really supported. I feel like I've got this support team around me. I feel like they protect me, they keep me safe, they teach me throughout the day. Before I work, I always call them in. Not all of them in all the time. But yeah, so yeah, I say hello to them every morning and night. And normally at night, it's like, thank you for the day. Please let me sleep well. Good night.
It's very brief. It's
brief in the evening. And I say that because it's brief, because, and this might help anyone, right? One of the other girls I was mentoring was saying this. She would meditate at night, and then she'd be awake for most of the night and sleep really badly. I'm like, you have to be careful if you connect to your guides or you meditate at night and you're spiritually open, because you'll be awake all night. Your soul doesn't sleep. Your human body sleeps. Your soul doesn't sleep. Oh, good, Tammy. Your soul doesn't sleep, right? So if you're opening up to your guides at night, you're going to have crazy dreams. They're going to try and chat to you, normally around 3 a.m. And you're like, not now, babe. So just being really clear, I always say I want a beautiful night's sleep, deep sleep, and we can chat in the morning.
I've got a quick question for you then. I, at night, visualize a white light coming down over my bed for protection. Is that opening up a sleepless night, or that is the correct thing to do?
No, that's perfect.
So I visualize from the universe this white sheet of light coming over me in the bed and going down, and then I visualize it going around the house.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, that's lovely. Beautiful. Really nice. Really nice. I'd almost say you don't need to imagine it coming from the universe, because really you're doing it. You're co-creating with the universe. But you can literally just imagine it almost coming from you and up and over, because it's your energetic field that you are using as protection. So maybe try that.
Thank you. So Nacy, update. Thank you so much. I'll be diving into family tree today. I felt disconnected from my family. I'm so happy to hear it's a relative. My morning routine is going to change. Thank
Beautiful.
you,
Nacy. I love.
Actually, I've got to put this one. I'm waking up at 3:05.
Yes.
Yeah, that's your guides.
It's witching time. It's witching time. It's witching time. Literally 2-3 a.m. So just make sure you just say to them, I want a deep night's sleep, and just notice how you sleep tonight. It'll be good.
Well, I'll be doing that and manifesting it for Ziggy too, and asking them for Ziggy too. We've obviously got a trend here on the guides tonight. So people aren't wanting to talk about Meghan Markle. Unless you do want us to, put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear about Meghan Markle's rubbish show. If not, put a 2. But we have Plant Lady, love plants too. I would also like no word. My entire house is like filling up with plants week by week. It's ridiculous, my obsession with plants. But anyway, enough.
You're amazing. But I want to say on that front, even Jen bought me the most beautiful plant. Everyone is like on my Chico or watch some of my stories. That beautiful plant I have upstairs is from Jen, and it's doing so well, Jen. So thank you so much.
Well, I asked the guy for something that was a bit low maintenance. I said she's not going to like be pruning it or anything like that. No. So yeah, low maintenance. I've got one myself. They're fantastic, aren't they? Right. Back to the super chat. Thank you so much, Plant Lady. I would also like to know if I have any guides and any names. So it's a bit of a theme tonight.
I love it. But you know what? People actually love spirit guides, which is so nice. Plant Lady, it's not a surprise that you're called Plant Lady. I'm seeing for you a really small little spirit guide, really small little like nature spirit, very similar to the one that I've got, though yours is a little bit smaller, but in a really beautiful way, kind of like sprightly, almost like kind of pixie fairy energy. And if and when you go out in nature, this guide is very much with you. So I want you to connect to this guide specifically when you're in nature. And what they're saying to me is they're quite like playful and cheeky. They're kind of like like that, which is like almost like they skip beside you as you walk. And they're really wanting you to connect deeper to grounding, but also a sense of like wonder and awe at nature. And they're saying that, let me just see if they want to share their name now. They're saying that when you're next in nature, they're going to whisper the name in your ear. So I'm going to leave that with you, but you can maybe just visualize that little guide and come back and let us know how you get on with that.
Yeah, pop that in the chat. That'd be fantastic if you do it right now. So the vote is in, and majority of 2s, surprisingly. They don't want to hear about Meghan Markle. So, but because her name is in the title, I will touch on it. It is rubbish. I really, do you know what? I didn't have high hopes, but it didn't. It's not even a 2 out of 10, is it?
You know, I have lots to say on this, people, and I know you don't want to talk about it, but I think I can definitely approach it from a spiritual lens. Okay, so
yes, there's kind of like, because I feel like there's so much negativity surrounding it. Obviously, it's not the best piece of work on Netflix, is it?
No.
It's sad. But
it is sad.
From I don't know, like I said, a spiritual angle, that'd be fantastic. So sorry.
I'll tell you, that's all right, babe. All good. I'll tell you like my kind of experience with it, and this is with Meghan Markle in general, and it actually ties into a lot of what I've been feeling this last week, everyone, about this death and rebirth energy. So on Saturday, I thought, you know what? I need a day to just, like I've been feeling with all the astrological changes, spring equinox coming up, I've been feeling like a lot shifting within myself as well. And so I really felt that Saturday I needed to just stop, almost be in inner winter before spring comes next week. Okay. And so I thought, I heard in my head, watch the Meghan Markle documentary, and I went, okay, interesting. And I thought, I sat there and I watched it. I watched the first episode, I watched a little bit of the second episode, and I sat there and watched it, and I thought, why do I feel like I felt like uncomfortable? And know that everything that you experience in your life is a mirror. Everything that you experience in your life is a mirror. And people might not like what I'm about to tell them, okay? But just hang in tight. I watched this and I felt this contraction in me. I was like, why do I feel contracted? And I've been working a lot, everyone, on becoming my most authentic self, peeling away the shadow that isn't me and understanding who I truly am. And as I watched this, I thought, why do I feel so like almost like hemmed in? It's like, oh, it's because Meghan, bless her heart, is not being her authentic self. And this might be obvious to say, but she's not. The whole show felt empty. She looked uncomfortable. You can tell that she wasn't being her authentic self. And as I tuned into it, I was literally, my boyfriend was like, trust you, to have a day of rest, and you're sitting there watching Meghan Markle doing self-development and spiritual work. I was like, that's just who I am. It's who I am. And I sensed that she had this inner core of her that's just wanting to be free. And on top of that is all the stuff that she has to, all the pretenses, all the things she has to pretend to be, right? And so that caused me then to do loads of meditation and journaling and self-reflection. Like, how can I connect to my inner core? How can I break down these last little bits of who I'm not meant to be? And then, but the problem is this, right? Not the problem. This is why people, I think, have such an issue with her, okay? And this is the bit people might not be happy with. Everything you see in her is a reflection of what you see in yourself. So when you see her being not authentically herself, uncomfortable, unhappy, which I believe she is, sadly, that is purely you might not see that in her. So tell me if I'm wrong, but if you do see that in her or any person or any situation, it is a reflection of you, of how you feel. It is easier to hate on her than it is to hate on yourself. It's easier to direct that grief that you feel that you're not being your authentic self. It's easier to direct that at Meghan than yourself. And what was interesting is that I kind of stopped it. I thought, let me just do some meditation. I'm going to do some dance alchemy. I'm going to feel through this stuff. And then I turned it on, and I was like, I don't need to watch anymore. I was like, off you go, turn it off. So yeah, that's my piece. How did that land?
That is, wow, you were a spot on the money there, mate. I did a show with Paula M and Padino, who they are Meghan Markle. Well, they just know everything. Yeah. I don't know where Paula M gets all her info from, but she must live, breathe the royal family. She is so educated in it. So we had her on the show, and obviously she taught it a new a-hole. But it's, I just could see she wasn't being genuine, and it just really, I just felt disappointed. And I thought, you know what? If you were just yourself, people might have a bit to say about it, but they certainly wouldn't be able to say it was a crap show.
100%. And people can we can sense that energy, but all energetic beings, we can sense when someone's not being themselves. I think that's why people have an issue with her. And I think that's been since day dot. I think it's even when she was an actress. She's an actress at the end of the day, you know, like she's an actress at the end of the day. And I feel like, who knows, I'm not gonna necessarily feel into all her traumas and things like that, but I feel like she's never been her never met though for there are you. I love it.
I love it. I'll be like, Megan's biggest balls to there for you, you charlatans.
You charlatans.
Oh, come on, mate, pack it in. Like,
but
honestly,
you know what? It's I feel like she's always been like that. I think it's always been the case, and I just don't know whether she even knows who her authentic self is, or doesn't even who knows if she can kind of connect to that. I think she's so wrapped up into this image she needs to put forward. And yeah, the whole show just felt so uncomfortable to me. But I did get a good pasta recipe out of it, so I was happy about that.
Exactly. And you know, you might not continue to watch the end of it, but apparently this part 2, I dread to think, but I can't promise I'll be checking in unless Sean twists my left arm around. Right, I'm gonna pulling another question here from Lula Bell. Thank you for the super chat. Will my idea become a part 2 cryptid show? You sound like you've got a good idea there, Lula Bell.
Yeah, interesting. Let me just feel into this for a second. Will be a part 2 cryptid show. I'm not quite sure what she means by part 2 cryptid show, but maybe that doesn't matter. Do you know what she means by that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can feel into that a bit more. But, Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm kind of sensing straight off, right? What I'm being shown is like a lake, a frozen lake, right? And so the lake is frozen on top, but underneath it all is like a lot of life and a lot of like stuff that is moving, shifting, forming, coming into form. And I feel like there needs to be I thought it might be, yeah, the show with Bev and Ron. Sorry, not plugging the channel, am I? And neither are you, Jen. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, that's not a Saturday night, isn't it? I don't know what they're doing. I haven't got the schedule in front of me, but I'm not sure what your idea was, and if it will go ahead.
Need to break through the ice, is what I'm trying to say, Lulu Bells. Like break through the ice of like the first initial idea. I think there's more depth to it. I think there's something that you need to kind of like dig deeper in, and I think that will enable it to be shared wider. Yeah.
Yes, I like that. So yeah, they Bev and Ron, they do quite a few shows on the channel. Obviously Bev's got a Saturday night show. Right, before we proceed, Emily, can we just plug the wonderful things you're doing at the moment on Chico?
Thank you so much, dear. Chico is my online platform. I like to think of it as like a home for your spiritual awakening. So on there, we do kind of weekly circles where I kind of share about the energies for the week. You can do meditations to connect to your guides and to also grow your own spiritual development. I also do a class called Dance Alchemy, which is a mixture of oh, thanks, love. That's so sweet. A mixture of Dance Alchemy is a mixture of like somatic dance and meditation to actually move out any energetic shadow that's in your body, and it's been life-changing for me. And I've also put up loads of meditations on there, and a 7-day free trial. So I think the links might be already down, but if not, I'll put the link out there later. So yeah, it's just a lovely like place for you to come to like really be your full spiritual self, you know, and not hold that back. Thank you, Sean Atwood. Can we now plug? Oh, that's you. Thank you, Jen Hoppo.
I've got access to his StreamYard here, so I'm just tapping. I can pretend. Oh my god, I should have just pretended I was him and just put a load of chat in.
Love that. Can we plug what Jen is up to? Can you share anything about your
if people want to follow my YouTube, I've spent the last year racking my brains what to do with my YouTube channel. So I currently have a guy on there who's like cutting up previous work, because obviously I've done tons of interviews with Sean. So he's currently cutting up some of my best interviews into 20-minute clips and putting them out on the channel. And it's sort of bringing a bit of life back to it. But I thought I really must do something like fresh and new and away from Sean. So I am going to be doing and I've called it Unnamed Podcast because I can't think of a fucking name. So I just dropped it.
I love that. I actually really like it.
Right, someone better not jump in there. But it's going to be on my show. It's just going to be called the Unnamed Podcast. Because I just can't make my mind up. And I'm just going to, instead of interviewing like what I do with Sean, which I mean, I absolutely love. I love hearing people's life stories in chronological order. There's always a theme to it. But I want just sit down chats, because I have phone chats with people that go on for hours about really breaking stuff down. You know what it's like. When we meet up for a coffee, we could be talking about one thing, that it switches and all that. And I find them the most fascinating conversations because we go deep. And that's what I like. And I want to go deep. So Sean is actually going to be one of my first guests, because I thought it's appropriate. Being that I'm Sean's partner, I was like, right, and I have got some brutal questions for him ready to go. Like,
I can't wait for this.
I'm not going to be like if you're a podcaster on YouTube. It's not, tell us your story, Sean. I want to hear about your time in Arizona where you were a millionaire stockbroker and then you got arrested.
We don't care anymore.
I've heard that story millions of times now. I want it to be like, I can't give too much away, but I've got my notepad out. I start writing my list. Relax this of how I want to approach it. I've got an idea in my head and just make it fun. a real fun, because I know what makes him tick. And so another one of my guests is hopefully yourself. Yeah. You haven't listened to your voice notes, mate. I said you don't know.
I'm sorry, I didn't. I was getting ready for this, and then I saw that I was like, oh no, I hope it's nothing about the show.
Oh, right. And I was like, I'd like you to be on there, because I think everyone watching tonight needs to know your backstory and like really break it down, and what makes you tick, and the laughs and everything. I will not use that B word. That is banned from my show. If anyone so there's 2 words that are banned, right?
What words?
Banter.
Oh.
And moist. Banned. Don't
Banter, I think, is done. It is like so like 10 years ago.
Sean uses it all the time. I'm like, just don't get out of the room.
And the M word, it's not a one. It's horrible. Never been the one.
What was that?
Moist, the M word.
Oh, I thought you said the right. Yeah.
No, okay. Moist is what I meant. Everybody.
I was going to add that one. We won't use it. But no. So moist. But yeah, it's certain words that yeah. I'm gonna maybe put up my whiteboard that I have in this room up in the background of words that can't be used, and there'll be a jar in front of it. And if one of the words gets used, you've got to put 20 quid in, and it'll go to charity or something.
I love that.
Like, it's like a swear jar. There we go. For the Unnamed podcast, there's a swear jar. Someone's going to watch this and pinch my ideas, you know. And if they do, I will find you. It's here.
I will hunt you down. The swear jar podcast. That's not as good as the Unnamed podcast. I like that.
Yeah, the Unnamed podcast. I was just driving. I went and picked up a chair earlier for it. I was driving home and I was like, what am I going to call it?
That's what you sent me. That picture.
Yeah, so I started making up the room. Is in front of the fireplace. And
so nice.
And then I'm going to cover that area in plants. It's going to look so. Plant lady, you're going to love it. It's going to have some of the finest plants of the land coated on my back wall, which is dotted around my house right now. But because the room's so dark, I can't put the plants in there till last minute because they like to have quite a lot of. It's a very dark room. It's not fair on them. So I've got a busy day tomorrow setting it up. So, I've got 2 to do this time. And then he's going to come down once a month and do 2 podcasts. So I was hoping next month we could do you.
Love to. That's so sweet. Yeah. Thank you, love. I'd love to. And
sorry,
someone just finding this out now. So thank you.
That's all right. So I've got a really busy week. So I'm filming for a documentary on Tuesday, Wednesday, and can't say too much about that one. But yeah, it's really, I've got a really busy year, and I'm obviously balancing being a fabulous mum. But to shout, actually, right in the chat, from the fact that I talk at 1,000 miles an hour, what star sign would you guess I am? Let's make it all about me.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this. I'm so intrigued. Let me know what people say.
I love the word fur baby, hubby, and buddy. Yeah, I'm not. That's going on the board.
On the swear jar board.
Yeah. On the swear jar board. Sagittarius, Taurus, Aries, Leo. Come on, I'm chatty, I'm unpredictable, great at communication. Nacy's got it, Gemini. Yeah.
Gemini.
Yeah.
Gemini.
We are like, did you know the 2 most, I read somewhere, I was looking up like traits of Scorpio, right? And Sean's a Scorpio, and I looked online, it said the most hated star sign is a Scorpio.
I think that might be true. I feel like any of the Scorpios. I know, but you know what? It's so funny because like some people I meet who are Scorpio, I'm like, you are so Scorpio. But some people who I know who are Scorpio, I'm like, oh, you're so not Scorpio. But I guess it's depending on the blend, right, of your big 3, like your moon and your rising, and so it depends. If you're Scorpio rising, then it's really obvious. You see it, right? I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
She says like that. Yeah.
You're not Scorpio rising, are you?
No, Cancer.
You can't. Of course you are. I said you're like me. Oh no, wait.
Yeah.
Hold up. Yeah, that's right. Cancer rising.
Yeah. Cancer rising, North Node, Pisces, South Node, Virgo. But enough about Earth. I want to know. We were going to get on to. I've lost my complete train of thought's gone out the window. This is this Pisces season of just being like whoosh, zigzagging through life.
Yeah.
Like you have tons of energy 1 minute, and then the next you're like, who am I?
Yes.
Like it's really crazy.
Who am I? That's what you've been meaning last week. Who am I?
Who am I? Like, so what have we got to look forward to this Friday, Emily, with the Virgo lunar eclipse? What
Virgo lunar eclipse.
The collective, everyone watching, got in store for them?
Oh, baby. So, lunar eclipse. So, if people weren't aware, you may well be aware, but an eclipse, we're in an eclipse portal. So, we'll have two eclipses in in the space of, I can't remember how many weeks. And essentially, it's a big kind of death and rebirth portal. It's a chance for, a big cosmic shakeup from the universe. And essentially, the vibrations and the energy of the moon will be stronger felt on Friday. And specifically with this kind of full moon, like what's coming to me directly now is almost a chance for you to kind of like, I'm being shown almost like a line, almost like a factory line. Like let me just check if this is right. Like yeah, basically saying almost like, you have basically they're asking you to draw out of yourself all the habits and the behaviors that are making you feel quite like stuck and regimented and like particularly kind of just like stagnant and stale. They're saying that the energy is actually going to bring that up for you, but they also want you to look at that and they want you to kind of just reassess, be like, right, what habits are serving me, what aren't, and almost start to be like, right, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. So this is what the energy is going to do, and you'll find that over the week, full moon brings stuff to light, it illuminates, okay? So you'll be finding that it'll be bringing all of that stuff up to the surface and bubbling up, and it will be easy to kind of want to go back down, no, down boy, I don't want to look at you. But it will happen, it'll come. So just be prepared for that. You might find it already. My dreams have already been crazy AF, and they normally are, but especially because I've got a Virgo stellium. So stellium is when you have three or more planets, three or more signs basically in one sign. That makes it 3 or more planets in one sign. There we go. I got there eventually. Oh my god. So yeah. So if you've got any Virgo in your chart, or your Virgo sun, moon, or rising, you'll be feeling it more, and you'll be feeling in more intense energies as we move up towards Friday. So again, keep with your grounding, do your shadow work, move your body, nourish your body, just really follow your heart on what you need to do as we move towards Friday, because the intensity will build.
I felt drawn to my Moonology book here to sort of see what the energies are surrounding this full moon eclipse in Virgo. And the key words and ideas for this lunation is too much too soon, too little too late. I like innuendos. Between a rock and a confusing place. Yes. And old feelings coming up. That one wasn't a pun, thank God. Looking at the chart for this full moon eclipse, it's looking at a pile of planets in something of a car crash. There are so many mixed energies, it's quite hard to express one cohesive overall message for this full moon.
Wow.
The good news is that ultimately it promises change, and that change promises to be rather positive. So many somewhat contradictory energies pulsating out of the eclipse, it's best to drill down to basics. Heart center. It is thanks to the aspects or alignments that this full moon is making the planets. For example, it's harmoniously linking to the planets of change and liberation, Uranus. This suggests that some hard truths need to be faced if you want to move on from the past and align with what's best for your soul. This is also a time to stop seeing someone or something through rose-tinted glasses, and for dreams to become real, but there is a need to be realistic as well. Note that this full moon takes place just before Mercury goes retrograde the 15th of March.
Whoop, whoop.
Banter. Moist.
Moist banter.
Moist banter. It's time. It's a good time to tie up whatever loose ends you need to affect the changes you're seeking. The suggestions are: do something radical. Think about your life. Where do you feel trapped? Even just a bit. Is there one routine or habit or situation you wish you could blow the lid off? If the answer is yes, then that's your homework for the week. And this powerful full moon eclipse, once you've identified what's holding you back, of course, cut ties and set it free. Uranus is the planet of surprises and chaos. And sometimes when we do things like break free from something that's been holding us back, surprises and chaos follow. Try not to let that put you off. Ask yourself what your life would look like if you were free. Does it look preferable to now? Take that risk.
Wow. What a great book. I love that. You know what I also love is that I've been feeling this.
How to work
with
this.
Oh, there we go. Does to drill down to basics mean possibly in play, possibly getting back to nature, moving off grid and getting in tune with the temple that is the body. Oh, I love that. I mean, if that's just like I'm coming with you. But if Tony, that's what it looks like for you, then you go for it, right? It could be as simple as like, you know, walking in nature every day if you don't do that normally, or you know, asking your body what it wants, listening to your body's cues. You know, the amount of people, I was speaking to my boyfriend the other day about the amount of people who have intolerances, like they don't like eat dairy and it makes them feel uncomfortable. They eat gluten and it makes them feel uncomfortable. They just put up with it. And that's a sign from your body, but also your soul to Mercury. That's a sign from your soul in your body that you need to do something about it. We shouldn't have to live. Oh my God, I was going wild for that. Shouldn't have said that, Jen. It's a sign for your body that your body is not happy. Like we shouldn't have to put up with these uncomfortable feelings and also like forgetting that we are nature. And what you said from the book about doing something radical, I've been feeling that this week. Just for me personally, is that what's been coming through?
You rebel.
Such a rebel. Do things differently. Like do things differently. If I would normally, I don't know, like give you like a silly example. I don't know, have my breakfast and go straight to sit on my. Sorry, I wasn't watching anything. I was in the zone. You're right there.
So I'm laughing about how you're like, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna like, I can tell what you're gonna say, like have my breakfast, but have dinner instead of breakfast.
No. To be fair, it was going to be quite a lame example.
Dinner and breakfast time with my breakfast and dinner. I'm so much wrong.
That's not what I was going to say. It was going to be quite a lame example, but I'll crack on. What I was going to say is, like, I would normally have my breakfast and go straight to my laptop and do work, right? Maybe you don't do that. Maybe you do something different. It might sound lame, but it could be radical for you. Maybe you have your breakfast. Exactly. Yeah, coffee. Making me want a coffee right now, actually. Maybe you have your breakfast and then you meditate instead before you open your laptop. I don't know. It sounds lame, but that can be radical. For a Virgo, right? Listen up, people. For a Virgo sun who is so like this, routine is everything to me. So for me, like, I don't know, eating breakfast before I go for a walk as opposed to walk or interesting. That's good to know, Lulabelle. Thank you. Basically, this morning I switched up my breakfast and my walk routine, and it felt radical AF. But yeah. I'm so Virgo. I cannot help it, peeps.
I'm so Virgo. Whenever I do something that's slightly mundane, I'm just going to say I'm so Virgo today. I'm not
mundane. I wouldn't say I'm mundane, but maybe I
can.
No,
you're not.
I'm probably predictable, Jen, aren't I? You're like, Jen voice notes me. She's like, it's 8 o'clock. You're probably out on a walk, and I'm like, yes, I am.
I know this, but you are a creature of habit, a creature of routine, and I like that, and that's what the world does need. That chaos. If everyone was chaotic, it would be a chaotic place. The calm,
Indeed.
the yin yang balance. Love that scales. But no, so there was another note here that I wanted to add. This, honestly, I highly recommend this book, Moonology by
Lovely.
Yasmin Boland. It's really fantastic, and you can put little diary entries daily. We're not getting paid for this, FYI. An eclipse is when the universe changes gears. If you haven't been living in accordance with what you need to do to fulfill your life purpose, this is when the universe can whack you right in the face so that you do. If you're already on the right path, then you have nothing to really worry about. If you're not, watch out.
Interesting. But what's funny is that I'm interested to see
I
what
added
you
the
think
watch
on
out
Jen.
bit.
Watch. I doubt in the lovely Moonology book they're going to be like, watch out. Watch out. I'd love to know what you feel or how you've been feeling. But what's been fascinating for me is that I love that. I've been feeling that since December, since Mars went retrograde, right? Mars retrograde, yeah. So I've been feeling that since December. My whole life, my path has been switched up. So I feel like, for me personally, my experience is that I feel like the eclipse is already happening. I'm like, so part of me is like, oh my God, is something else going to happen on Friday that I wasn't aware of? And probably often I can be like, everything's fine. I'm not feeling this eclipse energy. And then on the day, it's like, bam, in the face. I don't know if you've been feeling any of that energy already.
It's been mad. So I get really funny about driving, right? I absolutely despise. I don't think anyone enjoys driving, but maybe taxi drivers.
I do. I like it.
I mean, I've got to be in the mood for it, but I get really bad anxiety if I'm not feeling 100% because I'm like, maybe I was in one too many car crashes, and I'm always like, right, you've got to feel 1,000% to drive. And I had a really crap night's sleep because Ziggy had some really weird rash, and we ended up in hospital a couple of nights. And so Saturday, when I was driving at North, knowing I had that 3-hour drive, I started getting a bit of anxiety, and I was like, I feel so tired. I feel so tired. I don't think I'm going to come, Sean. Like, you got there, you do the interview on your own. I was probably sat on the fence about it. And do you know what I actually did is that I asked my guides to give me the answer if I'm meant to go. I actually said, and I repeat, guides, if I'm going to crash my car, don't in the way now.
So blunt, so to the point. But they like that. They like that energy. They like you to be to the point. What did they say?
Well, I said, right, well, I'm going to text my mum because I would have my mum that comes stay at the house. I was there alone. So I thought, right, I'll text my mum. And if she messages back, and I thought I'll put a time frame on it so it's realistic. So I had to leave by 5 to get up there for a decent time. And I was like, if she gets back to me within the hour, that's a sign I'm going to stay. And she didn't. She got back to me as I was leaving. Like, I was already gone. So I seen that stuff, and I had, but I was, yeah, as you said, like, I'm sorry, I'm just going, and this is what this energy is all about. You just feel like you're going off on tangents every time I talk. I feel like I'm like, 1 minute I'm here, then next minute I'm there. But now I'm driving, and I was like, oh, I feel like I'm 2 sheets to the wind. I was like, just concentrate, Jen. Put on a podcast. So then I'm having all these conversations in my head. I'm sorting out like tons of stuff going on in my own head, like tons of stuff I need to do. I'm like 1,000 miles an hour going at it, and yeah, it just feels that. And then by the time I actually got about an hour away from the north, I was like, I feel fantastic. And then I had that sudden burst of energy, and then I got there. I felt absolutely fine. I felt fantastic again. Next day, got up sleepy again. It's like that. I get really, really sleepy energy and then bursts of real, like, fun energy. And it just seems like very up and down. And I'm trying to remember, about that, like, stay in that grounded state. And yeah, try and yeah, heart center, eagle's perch, all of that. Just remember to just stay and breathe and all of that. And
100%.
that's all.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's interesting you say that, right? Because I feel like I mentioned earlier, that I had a full day of rest on Saturday, and that's how I was feeling. Even Sunday morning, I felt this weird, like almost like wrestling energy between me, like this restless energy of like, I don't know, just kind of this back and forth, almost like I mentioned about kind of like, a quite ADHD energy, exactly. I feel like I agreed. But I felt like my inner core trying to come out. I feel like it's almost like why we're feeling this kind of back and forth energy. It's like as we're moving towards equinox, it's like that's the new year beginning, the official kind of traditional new year, when everything's coming to life. So we have that in the mix as well. So we're going to be feeling this kind of push and pull between our old self and our new self, right? And that can make, like, my nervous system's felt really like all over the place. And last week I've been like waking up feeling like just like a bit on edge and not sleeping very well, all of that. But I feel like it's that tussle between our old selves and our new selves. We're about to go through this shake up, right? And honestly, after I rested on Saturday, and if you can't rest for a whole day, I understand that everyone can, but even just for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it makes a big difference. And I woke up on Sunday morning and still felt a bit off. I meditated, did some breath work, and then I felt much better. So I feel like it's just an invitation to just surrender to it and ask your body what it needs.
Who else in the chat? Put one in the chat if you are feeling exactly how me and Emily are feeling at this moment. I like confirmation that we're just not two mad women on a podcast on YouTube. Like speaking about our crazy energies, and everyone's just thinking, who the hell are these two?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're good. So no, it just feels totally dreamy, which I get because the Pisces, the eclipse, and then we go Mercury retrograde, which of course means things, especially Gemini, Mercury ruled, travel, delays, and don't sign any fucking paperwork. Like during a Mercury retrograde, do not sign a contract, FYI. And if you're traveling, expect delays. But so we have this energy here. Is this going to turn around in time for the spring equinox on the 20th? You look like you look kind of bad right now. Just there.
I know, sorry. I'm like,
I catch me like from time I'm like,
I know, I'm kind of in a very chilled vibe tonight, which I quite like. And and also a bit tired again. Like I didn't sleep. I didn't get enough. I slept deeply last night. I didn't get enough sleep. If that makes sense. But I feel like no is the answer because the energy will. I feel like this energy of this whole death and rebirth, this new chapter energy will last until the beginning of April. I feel like it's going to be like to the end of March, and then things are really going to start to change pace again. I feel like it will start to dissipate towards the end of March, and there'll be kind of a build up towards this kind of full moon this weekend, and then also like almost a little like kind of peaks with the full moon, and then up to the equinox. And yeah, Amy's so right. Like, yes, this energy is really intense, but it is about this kind of renewal. It's all for our greater good, everyone. It's all for us to feel like our most authentic, powerful, soulful selves. And that's the most important thing. Like, it can be intimidating, it can be scary. The more you lean into it and the more you surrender to it, and really listen to what's actually going on, you don't fight it, you don't numb it, then it's just going to ride it so much better, and you'll come out the other side feeling incredible, So yeah, it's just like, it's easy to be scared, right? But fear is just showing us where we need to go, peeps.
Yeah. Agreed. So I want to do something a little bit different now. Ooh. Can I ask you to ask your wonderful guides? Yes. Is there any news that is going to come to light? Any grand reveal? Are they feeling surrounding anyone around this time of all that will be revealed, being so energetically heavy, the apparent blue light energy appearance? Like, what are your guides sort of telling you that might
Let me
Is it
check
like a
in.
premonition behind
Oh,
all
I
these?
love this. Okay, let me just see which of my guys wants to come
Get
forward
large,
on this.
put you on a large.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
Divine. Let me see just which one of my guides wants to come forward to share this. Interesting. Okay. So I'm just going to check in, because for me, I have to take a moment. I don't kind of rush into this. I want to just say, please share what news is going to come to light. Yeah. Okay. Not quite sure why this is relevant. Well, it's relevant. Okay. So what's being shared to me right now, and this is obviously allegedly, this is one of my guides sharing this to me, and people might roll their eyes because they'll be like, oh no, not this person again. But what's coming to me, it's allegedly what my guide is telling me, is that Beyonce, there's going to be an incident where I think she's going to share about something that's happened to her, whether it's about a miscarriage or losing a baby, something quite awful. But I feel like it's there, whether it would have happened or not. I feel like it would have happened. Is it actual truth? Like twisted truth, perhaps, or embellished truth, but it's there to kind of almost paint this picture of innocence and to kind of really kind of get people on side after everything that's been happening recently. That's what's shared to me. So it'll be interesting to see whether that actually comes out or not. And what I'm intrigued to know is, guide, I won't name them, but why is this, guide, please share, why is this relevant? Okay, they're saying that it's really important that we all, and I've said this before in this channel, is that we need to all be really clear and start to discern what is truth and what isn't. Like, what is, when someone is sharing something, is it truth or is it not? Use your own intuitive senses to feel like, is this person telling the truth or not? We're fed so much from the media. We're fed so much rubbish all the time, and people just out for their own good, and people kind of all just out of their public persona, and just really start to understand what is the truth of yourself and for others, and be discerning with that. So that's why that feels important to share. So I don't know, what do you make of that, Jen?
God, that would be.
She's
Oh,
gone.
what's that one gone?
She
That's a new
gone.
one. But no, that it'd be interesting to see if that, that does, and that's really, yes, that's sad news if that does. I do find at this time there is a level. I have noticed everyone is like, this is a bit off topic of Beyonce, but everyone is leveling up. And I keep seeing a reoccurring theme among peers, and just general people I come across, and that everyone's going through this huge spiritual transition at the moment, which is fantastic to sort of see some of my close friends go through, and see people I care about. Just it's beautiful to see this huge collective come in and go towards the light. But there are be people, unfortunately, trying to drag our attention back to the dark. And I do feel the media is this month, it's going to get desperate. And I think they're going to put out a lot of desperate, that's the word that I sort of feel is desperate stories that just stink of disingenuous facts, that to draw that everyone who's giving off this love, light, energy. I sound such like a hippie when I say that, but I truly believe it. And everyone is sort of giving off this energy and all this positive movement and all this. There's going to be a lot of weaving of truth to the media. That's what I feel. But
yeah, so interesting. I love that weaving. What coming to me is like using the media as a diversion, is that the word I'm looking for? Tactic to kind of like really like get us to look this way and not look at actually some other stuff of what's actually going on.
It is beautiful. All these energies are positive. There is not a negative energy coming in that's going to blow up of that sort. I think there's going to be flooding of truth information, that is not just information that the media tell you, that's, you know, mainstream media, that's a horse ass. It's there's going to be flooding, and I think Elon and like-minded people like him are trying to push this forward, the truth tellers, and then the media's going to try and cover it up with just utter nonsense, because they won't be able to handle it, because the energy isn't working like that. And this, I've sent you the video, Emily, on WhatsApp. Actually, it's the Nancy Rebecca video.
Oh, great!
I'll send it over to you to watch later. But
thank you.
It does say about the blue light energies, they're not going to let it. It's not going to happen. And yeah, the light will pervade. So yeah, as I'm talking, the cards, the crumbling.
Yes.
So the crumbling of what life as we know it is going to happen, and it is the start of it this month, and it will continue throughout the year. It will get less heavy around July time, and it's going to relax after April, I believe, when I believe the end of April. I can't remember what goes on. I'd have to. Do you know, I need to start writing this stuff down.
You'd have post-it notes all over your wall.
Just a huge whiteboard behind me, and it would just say bits that I could just point to, like a professor.
Retrograde.
But no, I do like this guy. Ian's quite different for sure. There's something about him. I've never had a negative vibe about him at all, and I don't think that he's going to be someone who, you know, comes out with the shock nonsense news about them, you know what I mean, controlling the narrative. So we have got 13 minutes left. How many? Right, for the meditation this evening, we won't do it quite yet, but what are you feeling for the meditation this evening?
Oh, maybe something around letting go with the full moon. That might be quite nice. Something we need to release, something we need to let go of. That could be quite nice. Or maybe I'll give people an option. That could be option one, like a letting go, release meditation. The second one can be about like getting a message from your heart, like deepening to what you need to kind of focus on right now. So like a heart chakra meditation or a letting go meditation.
Yeah.
So we'll see what people want.
Perfect. No, I really like this. Please put, what was it? And one in the chat for
letting go, release, and two
for give me energy now.
Heart chakra. Give me energy now. I love this comment.
Clarity. Yeah, sometimes it feels like planet Earth is a chessboard, and the true puppet masters are on the other side of the field, beyond the body and in the spiritual realm, pulling the strings here on Earth. I feel that. I think for many years we have been trusted to lead this world by ourselves, you know, this as humans, but I try to use polite terms for this, because the way I speak off YouTube perhaps isn't quite how I speak on YouTube. But the not so nice people have used that, like people's light, to their advantage, and you know, controlled people and started all these horrible things going on at the moment out there. And the higher forces have basically put their hand on the table and said, enough. They've gone, enough. You can't be trusted. So now we're going to come in and we're going to sort it out. And then you'll be okay. They are not, they're not allowing things to go too south. These
no, I hear that. I feel that. I feel
guys,
that.
As I call them.
Galactic guides. I love that, Tony. That makes a lot of I've had similar thoughts before.
Yeah.
Feels before. So what are we feeling for this meditation? We've got a one.
It's predominantly ones at the moment. Nice. So 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 2 1 2. Oh, you meant then one. They're tired. So to Shah Mash's comment, couldn't get my words out there. Tired of the dark side. I think everyone is tired of it now. Everyone's waking up. Enough's enough. We can see everything. Like our rose tinted glasses have been removed now, and we are seeing the media for what they are, the mainstream media. We're seeing the politicians for what they are. We just see everything for what they are, and everyone is waking up and going, "Oh, enough's enough." And it's a matter of time. Obviously, you've had this big movement in America to all the American watchers, which, be as you were, it's like or dislike Trump, there are better things going on now, 100%. But in the UK, we've got a few things to sort out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just like,
yeah. Where
to
begin? Oh my gosh. Maybe we can do some meditation. We can do mostly letting go, but I can also connect us to our heart at the same time. So maybe we do a little cheeky bit of both.
You're spoiling us this evening, Emily. So before we go in, if anyone's got any supernatural questions for Emily, stick them in the chat now. Just about the world. That's what we were feeling tonight. We talked about what's going on. Clickbait is Elon Musk and Meghan Markle. Why not? Who cares? But
people didn't want it. The people didn't want it. They didn't want it. They wanted spirit guides. They wanted spirit guides.
So this me. They wanted to see us.
True. Hopefully, guys. Hopefully.
But no. So before we do, couldn't everyone head over to Emily's website, Chico? I'm not just saying this, guys. It has changed my life, my spiritual front, and if any support for Emily is absolutely fantastic. She's obviously got a YouTube channel where she uploads tons of content, tons more than I do. It's full of wonderful content. Go have a nosy, like and subscribe. Come on, it's just a like. And do you know what? I've done that recently. Is I'm really mindful of that. And like when I watch someone's video now, I may not use it, like I just flick through. Whereas now I'm like, no, give them a heart, give them a little comment, just show a bit
much. It really helps.
Whenever you put, sorry to interrupt you there, whenever you put content out, that person has probably spent 2 hours of their life doing that, 2 hours of their life. And I know it's such a quite sad world where we live by like the likes of likes. But unfortunately, that's what pays the bills. So just hit the subscribe buttons, head over to Emily's stuff, get onto Chico. Like, when is your next Chico, by the way?
My next Chico is, at the moment, I'm doing like a Wednesday morning and a Sunday evening. So it depends if you're US or UK. Like the Sunday evening will probably be like your Sunday morning if you're in the US. But I do a mixture of like meditation and also the dance alchemy. So, thank you, Julesy Bob. Yeah, you've been doing, I know I've recognized you on my, doing my meditation. So love all your lovely comments. So yeah, a mixture of stuff, but also on that note, I'm going to throw it back to Jen. Everyone also give Jen some love, some support. I also just feel cool to be like, tell Jen.
Gangster then. I rolled up my sleeves and I went,
oh, look at us with our arms out tonight. Doop doop. Well, both wearing green. I love that t-shirt.
It's creepy, isn't it? Wait to see the back.
See the back. Oh wow, there she is. There she is. But on that note, I feel cool. Peeps, let Jen know, what do you want to see from Jen? What do you want to see from her? Like, what are you feeling? What are you feeling?
The Unnamed podcast, which is it's a sit-down chat. I'm not going to do heavy interviews. I'm just going to go with what I'm feeling in the flow. But yeah, any guests you think, suggestions that you think I should get on? I'll be having Emily on. I'll also be approaching Andrew Gold, my friend Andrew Gold. He'll be coming on. And anyone else I can think of. So people I know first. Obviously,
always got to be done. Got to be done. Sean could be the first. Sean be the first guest, Willie, the big star.
Oh, I think it needs to be.
Yeah,
he's the reason I'm sat here today. So yeah, I've got to honour him that. I love that. Love Andrew Gold. He's fantastic. The work he's doing at the moment on Heretics is absolutely fantastic. If you haven't seen Heretics, guys, head over to Andrew Gold's channel over on YouTube, and he conducts some of the most fascinating, relevant interviews of this time. So highly recommend. Oh, tell us more about what things that I've been doing. I'm doing spiritually. Do you know, I go in like waves of how much spirituality. Obviously I do things daily. I do a daily meditation. I sometimes do a daily car read. I'm now going to be saying hello and good night to my guides, as Emily's told me to. And tomorrow Emily does an in-person class, right? Here, just outside of Bristol, and I'll be doing it's basically a Shiko, what she does online, the energy dancing, yoga, bit of everything that you can get involved with on Shiko. Link in the description box below the video. But she does it in person, so I'm doing that tomorrow night. And yeah, I've really started feeling energies and seeing colors, so auras. That has been fantastic. But I'll pick brain on this, Emily. I keep seeing flashing lights, like what's it called, like a shape, not like a flashing light outside, so it's not lightning, just like it'll be like a flash, of like a square usually.
That's one of your guides, or a few of your guides, trying to get in contact with you. I've had that. Someone I worked with recently had similar. They would see flashing lights quite a lot, and that was their way of their guides connecting to them. So like some of us will have guides, like be able to see them and feel their energy. Sometimes we'll see light, sometimes we'll see colors. I feel like it's just another way of you to start really developing as you open your third eye. I feel like it's just more of your guides coming forward. So just kind of notice
not doing enough. Is that what they're doing?
No, they're just trying to connect with you. They're trying to connect with you. So really notice like what shapes and colors, and next time you meditate, you can ask for those shapes and colors to come forward again, and then you can feel into the energy of it, and then notice what comes.
Okay, so the one that was most recent was a white one, and then there was a blue one, whatever that means. But blue is healing, isn't it? And strangely enough, I've been doing a lot of healing as well, Ludabelle. I broaching some really difficult podcasts with Sean, and it's brought up a lot of memories of my young teenage years, and it was shocking that one I'd forgot, and I was like, whoa. And it's a real dark topic. I won't mention it on the show, and I was like, Christ, that was rough. So this is, I think a lot of people at the moment probably feeling this energy as well, this urge to heal from things in the past. So when this memory came back, I looked at it from a real fresh pair of eyes. I was able to sort of go into, and this is what, the work with Emily, what I've done with Emily is help with, and yeah, my spiritual journey is being able to look at things from that adult different perspective that isn't anger or shame or any of those horrible attachments that you may have in difficult situations. So no, it's really bizarre that, but yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
But no, these energies at the moment, honestly, I cannot describe them going on at the moment. Well, we tried in the show, but we tried. It is just roll with it, guys. It is, roll with it.
Roll with it. Flow with it.
Roll with the waves.
Be like the river. Be like the river.
The salmon. Right, so I pulled a card before the meditation. We haven't got a show after, so it's fine. I pulled a card for the general energies for everyone watching. So this is just a collective one, and it's a priestess card.
Oh, lovely. So, there we go.
Yes. Can you see that clearly?
Yes.
Sorry,
Yeah,
there's
good.
got a bright light behind there. And it says, how are you being called to step up and lead? So ask yourself that, guys. How are you being called to step up and lead? So whatever situations you're going through at the moment, whatever you're working through at the moment, ask. I mean, yeah, that's also to me screaming, talk to your guides. Yeah. So thank you.
Yes, and if you're not
Right.
sure, you're not
Meditation
sure on
time.
how your meditation time. If you're not sure on how you're being asked to step up and lead, just like Jen said, ask your guides. Guides, please show me how to step up and lead. Ask them, and the answer will come. 100%.
Yes.
But yeah, shall we do a little cheeky meditation? We're going to do some letting go. We're going to do some. We'll let go, and then we'll connect to the heart chakra. Oh, thanks to Shell. So much love.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart. Okay. All right, let's do it, peeps. So just get yourself really comfortable. Just be here just for a few minutes.
Nice and big.
Oh, thanks.
Boop.
Okay. So just get yourself comfortable. Allow your shoulders to release. Close down your eyes or soften your gaze. Good. And I want you just to really notice your sitting bones, where your sitting bones are connected to your seat or your chair, the ground. Everyone take a deep full breath into your lower belly and a big breath out through the mouth. And I want you to just continue to breathe now in through your nose and out through your nose. And I want you to, talking of a river, I want you to imagine you are standing beside a river, or maybe even you're standing in the river and the river is up to your ankles or your knees. Just notice where you've been taken to straight away. You're standing beside a river, in a river, or a stream. It might appear different to the way I'm describing it. So trust what you can see and feel in your own kind of sphere. And I want you to also imagine that you've been carrying something heavy. There might be something like in your pocket, or you might just have it in your hand. It's going to appear like almost in a physical form. I want you to notice, like, straight away, what is it you're holding in your hand, or what is in your pocket? I want you to take it out and just feel the weight of what you've been carrying. You might be able to see straight away what this is. You might maybe even see like a word that's written, like, kind of as you hold this thing in your hand, you might hear it. But I'm going to count down from 3 to 1. And when I get to 1, you're going to throw this thing into the river. You're going to give it back to Mother Earth to recycle. It's not yours to carry anymore. In fact, it was never yours to carry. And if you feel any trepidation around this, if you feel any resistance, that's also normal. But just trust that this is what's meant to be happening right now. So I'm going to count down from 3 to 2 to 1. Let it go. Let's take a deep breath in. Big breath out. Notice how you feel. You might want to have a little shake of your body, of your hands, anything that feels right. And I'd like to everyone now to place your hands onto your heart. Maybe one hand to heart or both hands to heart. Feel your body beneath your hand or hands, and your hand on top of your body. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to repeat the question in your head or out loud, and trust the first answer that comes. You're going to ask your heart this following question. What do you need most right now? What do you need most right now? Trusting whatever answer came. I'm going to leave it to you in a moment to ponder on that. Maybe you journal, maybe you reflect on how you can give yourself whatever that thing is. And when you're ready, let's all take a nice deep full breath in. And a big exhale breath out.
Oh,
I don't know what happened there. I went out.
that was spirit then. I just heard it went boop, and I was there just going.
Sorry, everyone. I jumped out then.
I'm
But yeah,
spirit.
the spirit. But there, how's everyone feel? That was a quick end to that. I don't know what happened there. How's
Oh,
everyone
it did the job.
Good
It
job.
did the,
Good.
I was
How's
just
everyone
thinking
feeling?
when you were visualize a big heavy item you're holding and you're letting go, you know, you got to like chuck it. And I was thinking there ain't a cannon big enough for this rock. like, oh no. But
Wow.
oh, man. So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight.
Mm,
Yeah, Tony. Honestly, that's what I heard. Love.
beautiful. That's so nice. That's beautiful. Oh,
So,
good. Yeah.
so yes, thank
Deep
you.
breath out. Breathe in. She's gone.
I know she's gone. So thank
Oh.
you everyone for watching. As I mentioned before, please subscribe to Emily's channel. It is free.
And
Please
Jen's
follow
as
the
well.
work she does. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm not just saying it because I'm biased. But no, she's an absolute angel. And
Thank you. I'm right back at you, Jen. Give Jen some love. Angel. Also give Jen
Angel.
all the love, peeps, please. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. And we will be back same time next week at 7:30. God knows what we're going to be talking about because we decide on the day. We just feel into the energy that's going on and what people need. And yeah, it's just very much like that here on our show goes in. But yes, we will see you at 7:30 next week and have a lovely week. And yeah, lean into the lunar eclipse this Friday. I hope it all goes well for everyone.
Lean in.
Yeah, lean in, stay grounded wherever you are. And take care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye bye. Bye bye bye.